That's fine. Oh, right. Something to do with HR. Yeah, I got my food. And training.
I'm in the UK, and my oldest son needs to pay his freshman year.
I was really happy.
And he's like, quitting, this is not for me. I want to come back home. He came back and went to UC, and then I went to the first time. I went to UC parent orientation.
Yeah, I was in that.
And that was the first time I went to it. And I was very impressed with the orientation.
I know.
The size of the
I
campus.
think
It had like 30,000.
I was a non-licensed
on campus. That's what my peer was except for at the time. Like, I thought so. Anyway, I was firm.
I'm gonna be like,
You know, I went to UK, so I was in the pharmacy school was like ranked number 5 in the country.
Yeah.
And to this day,
And
that's okay. That's the only
Yeah,
college
he does.
on the list that's a top 5 in the country. And you can, I come up during the UC orientation, they have 8 different colleges in the break that's top 20.
Yeah.
Wow, I was impressed. I'm like, wow, I didn't know UC had.
Kickers over here.
I was impressed. I was impressed.
They asked him, yeah, any little.
I had 2 great guests. The guy that.
Oh my God. They did some good work.
He's like the few other. It's our feet. They're all over. It's dramatic.
It's just, yeah. He don't want to say that.
Like, big and like. Okay. Yeah. But the younger.
Yeah, I know I've looked into their youth development.
Much better. They used to, they did it. I'm just glad we didn't do 60. Is what I would expect. Yeah, and you know what? And I think if I was a gambling person, I probably would have taken Georgia. I thought they would cover that.
I'd like to welcome everybody to the September 16th, 2024 edition of Rotary.
Is it on? Hold on. Oops. Hold on.
There you go. Welcome.
Wait, let me restart for some reason. So.
All right. Dwayne for the prayer flow before we
Fall is definitely my favorite time of the year, and I found this wonderful poem, and I'd like to share it with you. It's called Golden Leaves. We see signs of summer passing in golden leaves, shortened days, misty mornings, autumn's glow. We sense its passing in rain that dampens, winds that chill, harvest bounty placed on show. Creator God who brings forth both green shoot and horrid frost. Sunrise and sunset, we bring our thanks for seeds that have grown, harvest gathered, storehouses filled, mouths fed. And as your good earth rests through winter's cold embrace, we look forward to its reawakening when kissed by spring's first touch. I pledge allegiance. To
their republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our four-way test.
It's not good. There we go. Okay.
2.
Is it fair?
Serve.
3.
Will build goodwill, better friendships.
4.
Will be beneficial to all concerned.
Thank you, Dwayne.
You're welcome.
All right. Team 4, any updates?
So updates, meetings, some of the things that we're working on is memberships and grow the memberships in our onboarding process. We're improving that so that we get our members more involved, more informed when they come in. We have a meeting come up, we'll have some social activities that are coming out to get some planned, and so that's what we have going on.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Sean.
Yes, we have guests with us today. A friend of mine. Hey, Joe, how are you?
Hey, bro.
Sorry, Joe's here all the time. I didn't mean to call him out.
I'm not the guest.
Glenn Fent, friend of mine, Glenn Fent is here. Glenn, what we do is you have you stand and tell us what you do.
I do now is consulting work, engineering consulting work, mainly in glass and coatings. But I worked for A.O. Smith in the industrial park for 35 years. And that was a lot of fun.
There you go. Welcome, Glenn. So I don't know if I'm allowed to tell the story, but I will. So Glenn being a friend and our kids were doing school together and outdoor activities and all kinds of activities. And A.O. Smith had an issue with something called a dip tube. Now, a lot of you have called me a dip something, but never a dip tube. But the dip tube was made of a composite that came apart after a while. And then it filtered through your plumbing system. So when you went to turn on your water, it really wouldn't come out like it was supposed to. So Glenn said, here's a new dip tube. You put it in this way and just take the little things off your faucet and clean them out. Kaboom. Sean the plumber fixed it. Thank you, Glenn. That saved me a lot of money.
I'm Sean, your plumber,
Oh,
who was my son's coach in basketball and in baseball. And at the first game, the first hitter was my son, and Sean goes, wait a minute, we haven't seen this pitcher before. Let a couple go by and we'll see what he's got. And here comes the first pitch, and my son swings and hits it. And I think, no.
Very good coaching, huh? I was brought up in the era of take two and hit it to right. We miss the RBI guys these days, Glenn, just FYI. Anna Ellis. Anna, can you rise and tell us what you do? There you go. Welcome, Anna.
I work for Fidelity Investments. I'm a guest of Steve Ellis today. Fun part of like we do. A fun fact, I went to high school with your guest speaker, Dr. Carr. So I also have some fun stories, but I won't share them today.
Okay, great. Welcome. Welcome. Melinda Kellum. Welcome, Melinda.
Hey,
I know why you're here,
why?
to help him out.
Oh, two part.
There you go. Be supportive.
So my name is Melinda Kellum. I'm with Thomas More University. I work in the College of Business, the College of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences, and I teach entrepreneurship classes.
nice.
So I have been involved in a lot of different networking groups, and I wanted to check you guys out too. Plus, hear my friend speak, and I'm an AI geek, and I also went to the same high school as you two. So
Oh, there you go.
You get a chance, they just did a ribbon cutting on a brand new building at Thomas More. It is state of the art. It's absolutely gorgeous.
come
We
visit us.
have a number of Thomas More alumni in here, so you are most welcome.
At the business college.
It's,
College.
they've got business, they've got a number of things in there.
Yeah, we have the IT is in there. We ethical leadership, I had to stop and think. The entrepreneurship lab's in there. We have
Yeah.
a finance lab.
Oh, cool.
There's like a,
It's pretty cool.
if I call it an auditorium, it doesn't do it justice, but there's another kind of place where you would have plays and music
Yes,
or something.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Brand new state of the art.
There you go.
Visit us.
State of the art musicals. That's what I meant. Aaron Fulmer. Welcome, Aaron.
Hello, my name is Erin Fulmer and I work for the Decor Group. I've been with the Decor Group for about 2 years. And I'm the office manager there and I pretty much do whatever Carolee wants me to do.
Great.
And she pulls weeds too.
Yeah.
Welcome. So I'm more and more hopeful about the Cincinnati Bengals than I was last week. Without hope, what do you have? So that's a good thing. I'm very, very hopeful. We have, the Reds are trying to finish at 500 as usual. So we'll leave that alone for another day. I do have I want to thank you guys that have already responded, with the foursomes and the whole sponsors. If, you haven't responded yet, I'll be standing around here willing to, take your check. I take the check, I hand it to my man Leroy right away. You all know him as Leon Sample, but Leroy is the collector. So he takes care of that for me. I have a happy buck as well. I paid $2.77 for gas today. There you go. There you go.
Sean announced.
Exactly what I.
Hello. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Katie James. I'm a Human Services Administrator with the City of Lawrence. We just rolled out a new exciting program last week. It just went to a media release this morning. For those of you who haven't seen it, it's called the Good Neighbor Program. And so this program is going to have two parts. The one part will be volunteers signing up throughout the city and county. And then the second part to the program will be for residents in the city of Lawrence who are elderly, disabled, or just physically unable to do tasks such as mow their grass, shovel a driveway, to get out for a doctor's appointment, maybe it's down their gutters. So we're really excited about that program. I have some flyers if anybody is interested or would want to share that with either a resident who could benefit from the program, or like you guys, if you're interested in signing up to volunteer, help somebody in need. It's also on the City of Lawrence's webpage as well as their social media, so feel free to share that also.
Great, thank you, Katie. All right, Jordan, you want to talk about this?
Yeah. So, one of our district grant, I think 2 years ago, was to do an outdoor classroom at Stevens Elementary. And they were kind enough to do a post the other day where the kids are using the outdoor classroom and gave a shout out to the club.
All right. Excellent. Thank you. All right, I talked a little bit about this last week. I still can't announce the lead donor or anything like that, but the mission is to put an AED device in every law enforcement vehicle in Boone, Kenton, Campbell, and Pendleton County. And let me just say, we're well on our way. So there is going to be a press conference at the Florence Nature Event Center on October the 8th. Please come. Save the date. John, we got your pickle and wiener feast. Did you want to say something about that?
I certainly do. I always like to talk about the pickle. It's a pickle and wiener. So it's not just a pickle feast. Some people, I always like to remind people it's a pickle and wiener. It is, mark your social calendars, the week from Saturday, the 20th. And if you were here last week, you saw the excellent presentation by Mark Staggs on our organization. It's really a great organization. A lot of Special Olympians are going to be at this event. This event is kind of, some of you who are old timers here remember the bean bash. And we're taking some of the things from the bean bash. I talked to the Lazy River Band yesterday. They played for like 35 years at the bean bash. They're going to be playing live at the Pickle and Wiener Feast. It's important to remember this is a daytime event. It starts at noon and it's over at 5. Free admission. Food is free. We always do is ask for a donation, but there will be a full bar there where you can purchase anything you want to drink. And we have some really cool raffles, $500 worth of gas from Greg Schran from his Shell oil station donated that. And another raffle of a bunch of gift cards. It's hundreds of dollars with all the fine restaurants. And so we hope you can make it. It is Saturday, the 28th from noon to 5.
Thanks, John.
The special cocktail that's called a Shickle Pickle Bourbon Back. That's a real cocktail. There's a bad picture. The Kentucky Distillers Association created this cocktail, and New Riff Distillery. I'm glad you brought that up. New Riff Distillery is going to be serving that at the pickle feast, as well as having a bourbon tasting of many of their different fine bourbons. That's New Riff. They're a sponsor of the event. We've had so many wonderful sponsors. We got Duke Energy, Seligman Distributing, New Riff, just to mention a few, and many more.
We got Citizen of the Year coming up September 30th. And then, of course, our golf outing the October 4th. How many foursomes are we up to, Sean?
I think I have 15 portions of it right now.
Okay.
Like to get 20.
Absolutely.
So I got to lean on a few people.
All right. Yeah. Turn their pockets inside out, right?
Oh, it's up on the website.
Okay. That is up on the website, so we can take payments online now.
Great.
Yeah. All right. All right, our friends to the east, Kent County Rotary Club, are selling chances for their golf ball drop. The winner takes home 30% of whatever they gross. All right. Steve-O, Jill, come on up here. We're gonna do Jim and Greg, please come too. Everyone names Steve. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to read the entire kind of oath that we're gonna administer here, and then at the end, just say, I do agree. Let's see, and then we'll have your sponsors pin you. So Greg, commit to the following. I do solemnly pledge to uphold the ideas and values of the Rotary Club of Florence, Kentucky. I commit to serving my community with integrity and dedication, fostering fellowship among members, and contributing positively to the mission of Rotary International. I promise to engage actively in our projects and initiatives, to respect my fellow Rotarians, and to uphold the 4-way test and service above self as the basis of all my actions to help advance the objectives of Rotary. All these I pledge and promise to do and serve to the best of my ability without any mental reservation. If you agree to these conditions, please say I do. All right. 2 new members. Stick that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna become a member and you continue.
What?
When I become a member, you'll be the person they think.
Have you brought?
Yes.
Congratulations.
It's not official.
Excellent, thank you.
You can be nice good.
All right, we got some anniversaries to some certificates to hand out. So if I call your name, please come forward. Gary Wumhoff. Greg Palmer. Come on back. Yeah.
I didn't do it.
I paid my due.
Yeah.
This is the reason you paid your dues. This is what you get.
We'll take a picture real quick. He's not here. Nope. Wow. Wayne.
You marking?
He's not
They won't give you.
here. He's not here.
Wayne, you gotta go up front.
Matt.
Dwayne.
They need $1 up there.
Ah,
Here's my wallet. What am I,
There's the anniversary certificate.
oh, thank you.
Mr. Turner. Mary Price. Season in the year.
Wow.
Rosie Badillo. John Schickel. All right. So I'd like to take the opportunity to wish happy Rotary anniversary to the folks standing here.
okay, can we like get together so Steve can get a good picture?
Like you like one another.
Yep.
Like everything else.
Actually, Ian, can you change the background to just the Rotary one?
I'm still saying.
There you go.
There you go.
All right. Go. 1, 2, 3. Here.
Awesome.
How you doing, Jack? 27.
Oh, my.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right, happy bucks. Anybody got any happy bucks? Nope.
I took a new position. So I'm moving counseling wellness to Boone County
Oh,
and joining the Florence Church of Christ after 13 years.
wow.
Peter.
So on August 1st, our son Carl turned 31. On the 31st, he got married. And then they flew halfway around the world for their honeymoon, and I'm happy to report they got back safely yesterday, so.
There you go.
Michelle.
A donation to present to Sean today for the golf outing, for Fort Bank has donated $1,000 to the cause.
Yeah. Get a picture of that one.
All right. Boy, I wish I could hold on.
I have one. So I finally, Friday night, got to have dinner with my kids. I had not seen them since they moved to college on August 17th and 19th. And I'm just a happy mama because they're happy and where they're supposed to be and thriving at University of Kentucky. So.
All right, any other happy bucks?
I got one real quick. I don't think they're happy now, we're done. I know what's in my master degree with this tearing me up right now.
You can do it.
Yes. I can do it.
Well, we're glad you carved some time out to be here for us today. All right.
Well, you might be able to.
All right, Julie, you want to introduce?
How you
So I'm very pleased to introduce Dr. Michael Carr. The way I stumbled across Dr. Carr was he gave a presentation to the Northern Kentucky Education Co-op. He was a speaker there talking about AI with education. I'm like, that sounds really interesting. I think our club would like it. So he is an assistant professor and director of marketing at Thomas More University. He holds a PhD in business administration from the University of Cumberland, and an MBA from the University of Cincinnati. His academic focus is on marketing strategies and entertainment, media, and consumer behavior, with a specialization in AI and its role in marketing and education. I've heard lots of comments. Everybody's looking forward to this today. So Michael, come on up.
And I can just steal.
Yep. Yep.
Wait for it.
Anxious moment when you presentation.
There you go.
There we go.
All right.
So first, I want to thank you all for inviting me here. Very excited to speak to you all today about AI. It's something that's in the news a lot, hearing a lot about it. A lot of people are excited about it. A lot of people are scared about it. And I'm going to kind of introduce you to a very surface level look at how we can start integrating AI into our daily lives. So you've heard the fantastic introduction that I had. One thing I might want to share, if you Google me, you'll also find out I'm a professional musician by trade. We went back to school. I've got to perform with Benny Appice, who is the second drummer of Black Sabbath. I've recorded with him. I've recorded with Todd Zuckerman from the band Styx. And I've been playing for the last 20 plus years as the one-man electric band. I came up with this innovative idea to record my own band on a laptop. And I started going out playing shows and people kept booking me.
And I started doing work for WBN, and then I found myself at Riverbend, getting to play for bands like Motley Crue, Styx, Journey. So I've had a very interesting journey, unintended, to where I am now as a college professor. Before going into education full-time, I worked as a vice president of a fintech company out of Lexington, Kentucky. And that's when I first started adopting AI, because I found myself a one-man show in this marketing, in this company that was a startup. And it was really tough to keep up with the demands of what was needed, whether that was sales sheets, white papers, marketing plans, putting together presentations for the CEO. I was a very busy boy, and I started using AI to help me become more efficient with my time. And some of the things I want to talk about today is how AI can simplify and improve our productivity every day. It really is transforming the way we're living and working. And hopefully, if there's time at the end, I will give you a demonstration with ChatGPT to show you how easy it is to use and start incorporating into your life. So what is AI? It refers to machines capable of performing human-level tasks, such as understanding natural language, recognizing patterns in data, and making decisions. The new ChatGPT, a preview that was released this last week, which is prelude to what they're calling Strawberry, ChatGPT is going to go past just basic language model. It's going to start having reasoning, and it's going to start making decisions based off the data that we're using. So AI matters because you don't have to be a tech person. You don't have to be a scientist to use it. I will admit I'm not a very techie guy. I don't understand the back end of it, but I understand how I can harness it to make me more efficient with the things I'm doing. Some of the things we've been using AI for a long time. We just don't realize. Our voice assistants in our phones, like Siri or Alexa, every time we go on Amazon, we get a recommendation to buy a product, right? Did you forget this to put it in your cart? AI is doing that. Gmail is using spam filters to filter out spam to our emails. And a lot of the chatbots that you're finding on websites now are powered by AI. You might think you're talking to an actual person, but you're really just talking to a computer that there's a knowledge base stored there with every piece of information you could imagine about that business. And that chatbot is referring to that knowledge base in order for it to answer the questions we're coming to it for support. So how can we use AI in our personal life? One big thing is task management, scheduling. Google Calendar now has some AI built into it. Siri is helping us schedule a meeting. Just talk to it and say, hey, Siri. Well, I probably don't want to say that out loud. Your phone's my first one. But you can ask it, hey, I need to schedule a meeting or set a reminder for something in 2 or 3 days. Personal finance, there's tools out there like Mint that are using AI to track your spending, help you create a budget, maybe even give financial insights. My friend Glenn and I have been talking about how we've been using ChatGPT for doing research on stocks. So you have a question about how to do stock trades, ChatGPT can tell you that. If you have a question about a specific stock, you can ask ChatGPT. It could search the internet and find out what sentiment is out there about that stock. Health and fitness apps, MyFitnessPal, Fitbit, these are all things that are tracking us through our watches that we have. Now they're intelligent enough that they're starting to make recommendations to us that every once in a while, if I've been sitting too long, my watch dings me and said, you need to stand up and walk. That's AI. Home automation. Now we have all these smart devices in our home, like Alexa or Google Home. We can control lights through talking through the Alexa now. So it's really interesting. But the way I kind of view AI in my personal life, I'm a pretty busy guy, as I'm sure all of you are very busy. AI is starting to become my personal assistant that I'm using on a daily basis, and it costs me $20 a month for personal assistant. So, when we start looking at how we can use AI in our professional life, maybe it's writing assistance. What is the one thing that we probably waste is so much time on? It's writing an email. You go back and reread that email, and then you have to check something, and then I don't like this, and then you rewrite it again, and then you're 30 minutes into an email that you've wasted 30 minutes of time. ChatGPT can help with that by creating the email, maybe a presentation. It can help with that. Maybe even your marketing content for the month. It's great for proofreading. I proofread all my slides with ChatGPT, but hopefully it didn't make any mistakes. The other thing that's really good is research and summarization. So how many of you all have had to read an article? Well, you're reading a lot of articles in your grad program, right? Every day. You can import that article into ChatGPT and say to summarize it in 10 bullet points. And you don't have to read the article. Obviously, there's value in reading it, but for a lot of busy executives, we don't have time to read real long letters from our employees, right? So you can import whatever that report is from them and summarize this in bullet points. It's great for brainstorming and generating ideas. That's what I use it for a lot, actually. Customer engagement. So we talked about the chat bots on our website, helping with support. Support is something else that's eating up a lot of time in businesses, and automating some of their support tasks can go a long way. For task automation, we've talked about meeting agendas. Maybe you need an outline for a project or a meeting that's coming. You can say, hey, ChatGPT, I have a meeting coming up. Here are the bullet points of the meeting. Create an outline. I have 1 hour to complete this. And it will create the outline, put in the time for each section of the presentation. I'm using it quite a bit. I said some of this already, but for generating marketing ideas. So I record all my shows that I play, and I break them into little 1-minute segments that I put on YouTube. Well, it takes a lot of time for me to say, okay, I need to write the title for this video. I need to write the description. I need to come up with hashtags for Facebook, for YouTube, for TikTok, all of these different things. I have a chat built in ChatGPT now specifically for creating titles, descriptions, keywords, and hashtags for each platform. And now all I have to do, instead of spending 15 or 20 minutes typing all this thing out manually, I just say, I played the song Good Times, Bad Times by Led Zeppelin. Create the title. 30 seconds, it's all done. I just copy and paste, and I move on with my day. So it saves me a lot of time. AI in education, I think this is one of the areas where it can be most powerful. So I have found, for me, AI is great for enhancing learning. Because it can help students understand a really complex topic. Maybe it helps with study guide. Maybe it helps with doing research. It really can become a 24/7 tutor for our kids. And the reason I say this is my daughter would come home and she would need help with math, and they taught this box method that I didn't understand. She didn't understand it either, which is why she was asking me for help, right? If I would have had ChatGPT, I could have got in and said, explain the box method for division to me. And I could have learned how to do it and talk to her and to explain how to do it. But it could also take it a step further, that I can use ChatGPT to say, okay, I need to create a series of drills to teach my 17-year-old daughter how to do long division and complex equations. And you put an example of what her homework is, and it will break it down step by step how it's to be done. Then it'll create drills that she has to answer and practice. So it can be really powerful there. It's really good for doing research and writing, because ChatGPT now has access to the internet. Anything you want to know is on the internet. And the thing that is so strange is ChatGPT is starting to replace Google as a primary search engine for finding information, because a lot of people are now going to ChatGPT and saying, I need to do market research on 25 to 35-year-olds in this area for this product. And ChatGPT can search the internet for you, give you answers and bullet points that explains that demographic, what they're buying, their USPs are, anything you can imagine. All that research done in a matter of minutes versus spending hours searching the internet trying to find the information you're looking for. Something else I've been using it for is for grading and feedback. So when my students give a presentation in class, I take notes of the things the points I think that they missed. I will then import their presentation into ChatGPT. And I'll write my notes into ChatGPT and say, I need to come up with a grade for this assignment. Here are my notes on what I think they did well. Here are the things that I think they missed the mark on. And by importing it in, ChatGPT will then give me a grade for their assignment. Now, it doesn't mean that's the grade I give them, but to me, it gives me an unbiased view of the assignment that they've turned in. So then I can mesh that together with the grade that I think that they need. It's really good for creating interactive assignments. So every class I teach now, I'm teaching marketing, intro to marketing, and I'm teaching marketing strategy. And one of each class is now spent with ChatGPT. And I'll write out a series of prompts for my students to enter into ChatGPT to do market research, or maybe it's customer analysis. And I'm teaching my students how to do this, because we all know young kids today, they don't communicate. They've never had to communicate. They text each other. So I'm forcing them to interact with each other and work in groups, because that's the one thing we're hearing at the university is they're not prepared to acclimate to a business environment. So by integrating, I'm teaching them how to use ChatGPT to be more efficient in their jobs. But I'm using ChatGPT to bring them together and actually communicate with each other. And I found it's been very powerful for that. So how many in here have used ChatGPT? Pretty much everybody. So if you haven't started using it, I would challenge you to start doing so. And maybe it's just you need to write an email. Maybe you need to schedule a reminder for something. ChatGPT is great at creating efficiencies when you need to get rid of repetitive tasks that you're doing every day. So maybe that's just proofreading a document. Maybe it's generating a summary of a presentation or a report that's been given to you. Maybe it's just making a to-do list to organize your day. There are a lot of free tools out there. So ChatGPT is the one I use the most. Grammarly is really good for those who are doing a lot of writing. Correct your grammar. Google Analytics now has AI built into it, so you're getting great insights now. But the point I'm trying to drive home is AI can save you time and effort, which at the end of the day is saving you money, because we don't get the time back. And for all of the people who I hear a lot, AI is going to take my job. I don't think that's true. AI is not going to replace anybody's job. However, AI will replace everyone who doesn't learn how to use it with some proficiency, because it's here and it's not going away. The music industry, when MP3s and high-speed internet came about, the music industry fought. They said, no, we're going to keep selling CDs. Where are we at today? There are no CDs anymore. Another example of missing an opportunity with a disruptive technology. Kodak actually designed the digital camera in 1975.
Really?
And they killed it. Then in the 90s, Sony redesigned the digital camera. Where's Kodak today? Out of business for the most part. So I think we all need to be early adopters for the software, because it literally is going to be changing our lives in the next few years. There are some ethical challenges here. I'll try and rush through this. Be cognizant of what you're uploading into these chatbots, because at the company I was working for, one young man decided to upload the code for the company's program, and in fact, GPT.
Whoops. Whoopsie.
Because we had a code glitch that no one could figure it out. Now it's out there. So you don't want to put anything compromising to you or customers on there. There is a lot of bias in AI. I know, especially in the image generation side of it. All these images in my slide deck were created with AI and in all my lectures. The one thing I notice is AI has kind of whitewashed everything unless I ask for it to return diverse people in the picture. Everybody comes back as white. They're typically male. You're seeing a lot of bias as far as political affiliations with AI, so you have to be careful about it. And I think, obviously, if you're using it, you want to be transparent. You don't want to tell your customers they're talking to someone in support. They're talking to an AI chatbot. Future of AI is pretty bright, I think, especially in terms of healthcare. The diagnostic tools that are going to be made the next few years are just incredible. We're already, not we, but medical field is already using AI to detect cancer before a human could ever detect it. Smart homes, AI for your personal assistant. We're really getting into Star Trek realm at this point, I think it's exciting. So one of the first things I teach is how to create an effective prompt. And I use what's called the parts method. Identify who you are. So what's the persona? Example, I'm a marketing professor in the university teaching a marketing management course. Aim, state the objective. Create a case study on digital marketing strategies. Who's the recipient? Who's the audience you're talking to? My students are graduate students in their junior year. What's the theme? You can come up with a tone or a style or other parameters put in there. And the structure. What is the output format you want? Do you want a Word document? Do you want it to just give you bullet points back? Those are all things you can set up. Now let's see if I can do this quickly here. And I will show a QR code here at the end, so you can get access to this blog post that I wrote. So this is a prompt that I put together for creating an email. I'm a marketing consultant. Draft an email requesting a meeting with a business executive at Graders High School. I want to talk about how I can help graders use AI to improve their workflow. Keep the tone professional, polite, and encourage a positive response. Do not use complex sentence structures. The email should be 3 short paragraphs.
Yeah.
How much time would this have saved to any one of you? 30 minutes? An hour?
At least an hour and a half.
Yeah, I'm that way with emails as well. I take forever. Maybe you want to use it to plan a vacation. Because I know we all waste tons of time doing that. I'm a parent planning a family vacation to Colorado. Create a 5-day itinerary for my family of 2 adults and 2 children, age range for a national park visit. What parks should we visit? Include fun and educational activities with a balance of outdoor and relaxation. Provide a day-to-day itinerary.
With the detail.
How many hours have we wasted planning?
Oh, yeah.
vacation? Now your 5-day vacation's planned 30 seconds. It's being more efficient because there are much better things we can do with our time. So here's another example. A small business owner who specializes in selling accessories for cell phones. Generate 5 creative social media post ideas to promote a sale I'm having on the new Sony Bluetooth neckband speaker. My target audience is young professionals aged 25 to 35 who are exercise enthusiasts. The tone should be engaging, trendy, with a focus on highlighting the product's features.
That's what I'm. See, there you go, right there, Eric. That's awesome.
And what you have to do, something very simple. Now I have social media posts for the entire week. And one last thing here for our student in the room. This is where it is just incredible. I'm a college student studying for exam. Summarize the key concepts in the attached textbook about marketing. Let's just do chapter 1, 2. Keep the summary clear and concise, focusing on the most important concepts, provide summary in bullet points. Now we are at the mercy of the internet to upload this document. Seems stuck.
Guess we're not gonna highlight textbooks anymore.
Yeah.
Put the yellow marker people out of business.
We are. Well, I guess the internet is being prohibitive here. But what I can do is I can upload a PDF of the textbook. And by the prompt that I've put in here, it will create a summary of all the major concepts that were covered in those 2 chapters. And you can use this for anything. Maybe it's a report that you've received at work. You can import the report and ask it to analyze it. This is even intelligent enough that I can take a snippet of a picture of a social media post. I actually did this last week. I'm consulting with a company out of London, England, and they asked me to analyze their social media strategy. I took snippets of their social media posts and pasted them, the images, into ChatGPT. And ChatGPT was able to read the text in the picture and correct the grammar where they had messed up the grammar in the picture. It also was able to provide insights as to why that post did not perform well. So the power of this is absolutely incredible. And one last thing. If you scan this QR code, you'll be able to go to my website, and I've written a blog post that has a recap of everything that we did today, even examples of the prompts that were used in this demonstration. Does anybody have any questions? Are your minds blown? Yes.
What did the British think about you correcting the grammar?
I think they were more focused on just actually having a strategy. I didn't go at it to correct their grammar per se, but that was the first thing it did, was correct the grammar in the text. For me, it was trying to understand what is this industry, how can I come up with an engaging social media strategy for this company to use.
How do you protect or how do you defend plagiarism, all that as a professor in college? I mean, I think all this is wonderful. I really do. And I can understand the benefits. But I think individually you are really clamping individual's ability to communicate themselves. I feel like if they don't have something to press a button to, how do you communicate between individuals if you don't have your phone there prodding you on what to say or what to think? I mean, a lot of that individual aspect of it, I think, might be hurt.
I would argue that it's not there currently. Because a lot of these young kids that are coming up have grown up with a cell phone in their hand.
That's sad.
That's the only way that they know how to get information at this point. So what I do is in my classes, I say, I'm going to show you how to use AI properly. You can use it for this assignment. This assignment, you cannot use AI. Because if you do, the AI tools are going to detect that you've cheated. And there are tools out there that I can, let's say, take a discussion post and paste it in there. And it'll tell me a likelihood that it was created with AI. So the first semester, I busted a couple students that did that. And I took a screenshot of, seems like 85% of this was written by AI, and you care to explain. It didn't happen the next weekend. So because I'm trying to do two things. I'm trying to cut off cheating in the past because I know they're doing it, right? So by introducing them to use it properly and ethically, I think is going a long way to transforming their interaction with it. Because if I don't take the reins, they're going to cheat. But if I say you can use it here, you can use it here, don't touch it. They seem to be following that. And with the AI assignments, those are all group assignments where I bring them together. I force them to interact as a group, which is the second part of the problem, right? We can't talk with each other. So this is forcing them to interact, speak, engage, and evaluate, because they all have to put the same prompts in. I make them check the prompts to ensure it hasn't told them something different, because sometimes AI will do that, where it will put in the exact same prompt and you'll get a different answer. So by them sitting together and analyzing and interpreting data from multiple computers, I think it's gone a long way to helping them learn to engage with each other outside of these devices that they're chained to.
How do I access it? Is it an app or is it Google it, or how do I get it?
So ChatGPT is made by a company called OpenAI. And I'll close it.
OpenAI is owned by Microsoft.
So it's chat.openai.com. That is where you would go.
One more question.
Yes.
Yes, you.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
So two of my students used it in my class, and I haven't been able to share this with Dr. Carr, but they found that the information that ChatGPT gave them was incorrect.
That is the point of making them evaluate, because as they start to see what it's returning to them, and they start to see it's not foolproof, stop as much, they become less dependent on it.
We call it hallucination. The word hallucination, that means it's a mistake. It's wrong. I have a son, my same name. He's a minister in Fort Myers. Same name, except it's a second. He did a bio on himself, ChatGPT. Guess what came back? He was a code writer and expert in AI. Dad, I'm a minister. We call that hallucination. Which means anytime you do a prompt, you must check and see what it says. Because many times now they're working to improve that. It's an embarrassment. That's why they call it hallucination. They don't call it a mistake. They call it hallucination with the folks. Okay, so that fact, but you gotta always check now. Always check.
And it's making them better students.
I do think it is making them better students, because it's forcing them to critically evaluate the things that's being told to them.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Next week, we've got. There it goes.
Is he coming back?
Huntington?
A year from now.
Jared Payne with the Brain Injury Alliance in Northern Kentucky, so. For next week, take another Rotarian out to lunch. That's so scary.
All right.